This program is brought to you by Kværner, Teledyne Oil and Gas, EMAS, Control Cutter, and IV Offshore.
We're joined in studio right now by Dr. Stuart Smith, Vice President of Asset Development for Subsea 7. Dr. Smith, I understand Subsea 7 has a new vessel under construction, the Arctic 7. Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
Yeah, it's a great new ship that we're currently building in Korea. Mm-hmm. It started on the basis of our existing fleet, so we have a strong fleet of 40 ships around the world, and we've been looking at the capabilities we need for our work going forward, looking at what our clients are needing, looking at where the industry is going in general. So we've looked at our heavy construction vessel fleet, and we've seen that what we need there is going to be a step change in the capability of these vessels to cope with these future demands. So we've been working on that for quite a long time, working on the designs, and we've spec'd up this vessel, which has various features on it which are an extension of our existing features in our existing fleet.
Mm-hmm. Now, once you identify that need, that your clients are showing that there's a need for additional capability, how do you go about developing the technologies to meet that need?
Well, the technology is on the ship itself, and indeed in technology in general. Mm-hmm. We work closely with our customers, and we work closely with our suppliers, and also all our engineers and marketing folk throughout the world. So, for instance, on the 7 Arctic, on the ship itself, we've identified a number of key features. So there's the main construction crane, which is a step much more capable than anything we have. So that capability is in terms not only of its capacity but also its flexibility. So for a construction vessel, these are the sort of workhorses of the fleet. So we're looking for flexibility and we're looking for capability, and that's what we have in that crane. So we have a 900-ton lifting mode for doing the heavier lifts, and we have a 600-ton mode which is ideal for a number of the manifolds, processing modules and things like that we see coming up. And then we also have a 300-ton mode for doing the more routine, the more mundane type of work, which is quite a large part of any project. Even a ground leading project has a certain amount of mundane work, so we're able to do that. In addition to that, we have a very large underdeck carousel, which can accommodate 7,000 tons of pipe under deck, which is bigger than anything else that's around at the moment. And that's absolutely ideal for fields with long step outs, which is the sort of thing that you see happening. It's very much happening here in the North Sea, very much driven by Norwegian operators and Norwegian clients and so on. And we see us exporting that to all sorts of different places around the world. But we think that's the way the industry is going. Yeah. So we have those sorts of features, but also for these ships, some of the simple things are important as well. So things like the strength of the back decks. We have a specially strengthened back deck. We have a large clear area on the back deck. And those sorts of simple things allow us to take a large amount of equipment out there to make all our operations more efficient and more effective.
Excellent. Now, technology has obviously been a key theme of ONS this year. What might we be talking about at the next ONS or even further down the road? What's really leading edge right now?
I think there's sort of great excitement with lots of the things we do. I mean, there always has been. If you look back over the sort of last 40 years or so when ONS has been running, you see just huge changes, and that sort of pace of change I think will still continue. So there's a number of things we have. For example, we have mechanically lined pipe project. And that's being used in northern waters, and we think that'll continue. I think looking a bit more to the future, we see clearly deeper fields, more difficult crudes, things like that, heavier, more waxy fluids, and for that, things like electrical heating, I'm sure are going to be more important. So we'll have electrical heat tracing of flow lines. So these become quite complex pipeline systems, very sort of manufactured pipeline. Rather than just a tube, if you like. So I'm sure we'll be talking much more about electricity underwater in general, electrically heat traced flow lines in particular. And of course all that will tie in with the general trends to more seabed processing, longer tiebacks, all those types of things. So there's a whole raft of things sort of coming together, which I think is a very exciting future.
Excellent. Well, Dr. Smith, thank you very much for joining us. I look forward to revisiting this topic at the next ONS.
It's been a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you.